What's up, everybody? And a lot of videos to get through, and we got a lot of reviews and a lot of stuff to talk about. That's what's been going on in wrestling lately. But let's start off from on Sunday. The TNA Slammiversary 2016, and this is the review of it. A lot of things happened on Impact on Sunday, and it was supposed to be one of the biggest shows of the year. It's been a while since they've had a pay-per-view, and Slammiversary is usually a big thing for them. First thing they pretty much started off was a moment of silence for the victims that happened in Orlando. And, you know, it's really sad to what happened out there. You know, my thoughts with them and everything. But they did pay respects because, yeah, I remember they're actually kind of a few miles away from the tragedy where it happened. But we kicked off the show with Trevor Lee versus Eddie Edwards versus Andrew Everett versus DJ Zema Ion in a fatal four-way for the X Division title. Gregory Helms was banned from it, and it was a great match. Sure, it's your regular high spot fest and everything, and that's what the X Division is kind of known for, really. But the person I won was Eddie Edwards, and I felt like Trevor Lee had no... I like Trevor Lee, and I think he's a good talent. He's great in the ring, but he didn't really have any build-up when he was X Division title. It just looked like he had the belt, but it was mostly kind of focused on Helms in a way. They didn't really establish the champion that much. DJ Z, I wish he'd go back to being Zema Ion already. I don't know why they continue to keep this going. It doesn't make a lot of really sense to me. And with Eddie Edwards winning the title, I was somewhat surprised about it. But, you know, the X Division, sometimes they need to use some... I feel like they could have a little bit more of a backstory up to it. Maybe some build up to the match. Not just announce it out of the nowhere and then put it on Sunday. So it's just pretty... It's pretty weird. And like, I had no problem with the match. I liked the match. I don't care if anybody said it wants to be, you know, a spot fest and everything. I still like the match, and it was great. Next up, they talked to EC3 in the back. Talked about he was going to get vengeance tonight and take out Michael Bennett tonight. They also talked about the TNA Hall of Fame, who's going to be inducted in there. Even though it wasn't going to be tonight, it's going to be on a live show on Tuesday. And they showed multiple people throughout tonight that was inducted into the Hall of Fame. The TNA one, from Sting to Kurt Angle to Team 3D to Jeff Jarrett to Earl Hebner. Next up, Al Snow, pretty much in the Tribunal, came out to go against Grado and Mahabali Shera, which this match was like just there. And I had no problem with the match. I know it was just almost a comedy match, as some people would say, but you know, the opener wasn't bad and everything, but this whole Grado thing and stuff, it's just like, it was kind of hard for people to pay attention to in a way. Braxton Sutter was in the back. Sutter was in the back talking to James Storm. And Storm was talking about a promo he was working on, I guess. And he talked about his win, and, you know, and I guess he got called Mole or something. And someone's going to go down tonight. Gail Kim came out, which she was supposed to go against Maria, but Maria broke her hand, which is actually a real thing. And Allie and Maria came out and said Maria wanted to kick her ass tonight, but she has an injury. But Billy Corgan came out to show the X-rays. But instead of that, we'll have a title match. And we'll add Gail Kim to the title match. Jade versus Sienna versus Gail Kim for the title. Even though I still feel like they could have Sienna and Jade just to build them up a little bit more. But it's kind of hard, even though they're having their first singles title match. It's kind of hard to establish. People work behind Gail Kim, so at least it was a good addition. It was alright, even though she pretty much ran after Maria later on in the match. Pretty much Sienna winning after Marty Bell came in with like a tire iron and hit Jade with it. Sienna got the pin and won the Knockouts Championship. So it's pretty weird in a way. And, you know, this show sounds good on paper. TNA's done a lot of good shows lately on Impact on Tuesdays and everything. But, you know, I questioned some of the matches that are there tonight. They played the Galloway and Lashley promo video. And they pretty much talked on that, on the whole MMA background with Bobby Lashley. James Storm came out and boozed the crew to talk about he's been in this business for over 14 years. And he was dressed in his green gear and he was ready to fight tonight because the Cowboy is here. And he talked about Orlando and everybody chanting Orlando then. I've been here since the beginning. And, you know, he's going to give that person an opportunity. Storm went against Braxton Sutter then with James Storm winning. And then they drank together, which could have gave Braxton Sutter the, you know, recognizable heel turn if he wanted to take him out right there. But it didn't happen. So it just didn't happen. And I feel like they just added this match just because. It just looked like it was there. And I guess we had to get everybody on the show. So, you know, it was a Storm beating them. And it wasn't really a lot to say about that. Eli Drake went against Bram for the Kingdom Out Championship. Both men had a great match. I just think people just don't give a fuck about this title, really. Great match. And I didn't really know what Eli Drake's finisher is called. The blunt force trauma. I didn't even actually know what the finisher. But he did win the match and retain the title. But it almost felt like something was missing from the match, you know. And I'm getting into this, something missing throughout this whole pay-per-view in a way also. The Miracle, Mike Bennett. Because he's defined the Miracle now and stuff. He is the best wrestler on the planet. He has the hottest wife. And he's the most dominant wrestler in TNA. And he will go take out EC3. Which EC3 and Mike Bennett put on a very great match. Actually one of the best matches of the night. The only problem with this match, and EC3 picked up the win by the way, was the fucking crowd. I think it was the crowd, like they were there, but they were kind of dead in a way. And they reacted through some parts of the match and EC3's entrance. But it just looked like it was something missing from this match. And I thought it was one of the best matches of the night for EC3 and Mike Bennett. Brother Nero was in the back, broken Matt Hardy. He was going to take out Jeff Hardy with the tools of destruction. He was going to bludgeon him with a ladder, a table, a chair. This is Full Metal Mayhem. I wanted to do that voice. As Reby came out with Maxwell to introduce Matt. As Jeff went against him in a Full Metal Mayhem match, which was a fucking brawl out there. I like the I Quit match better with Jeff jumping off the top of the ladder, even though Jeff said in an interview recently that he was going to do something more crazy than Shane McMahon did. But it didn't really happen. Jeff did a swanton bomb off the top rope, going off Matt on the outside of the ring, and he did a twist of fate on him. Come on, Matt used a keyboard in the ring, which was kind of funny. Also, he didn't even break, but I thought it was pretty funny how it went. And Jeff picked up the win, but Matt pretty much kind of got up after and got out. Matt was hurt out there. The dude was bruised out there and bleeding badly. So it was kind of, he was a little banged up out there, but it was a great match though. And people love Brother Nero, Broken Matt Hardy. The Decay went against Robbie E and Jesse Goddard, the Bromance. Which was actually a really good match, even though it was just a way, you know, to cool down the crowd. But when the hot tag kind of came in, I think people got really into the match, and it was just really good. Really great, to be honest, and for the ending of the match. The Bromance still not really stuck on, but the Decay, they got to get more opponents around here, some tag teams. Davey Richards can't come back fast enough in a way. So they got to get him back, if you ask me, Richards. But Decay beat the Bromance to retain the tag team titles. And then we come into the main event. Drew Galloway versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA title. And you can only win this match by knockout or submission. Galloway came out and killed, by the way, which immediately with a Claymore kick to take him out. And this was actually one of another best matches of the night also. Especially Galloway did a freaking somersault, hit the table. Lashley's eye was bleeding. Galloway is bleeding, hit him with a headbutt. But when Galloway tried to, he even with a tombstone out there. But when Galloway went for another Claymore kick, Lashley pretty much avoided, hit him with a submission hold, and the ref raised his hand, even though he never tapped out. which was it was a clean finish, so it wasn't like no overbooked run-in type of bullcrap TNA does a lot. But I don't know. Like, the main event was really one of the best matches of the night also, which was really enjoyable. But once again, I feel like it was something missing. It's this fucking crowd for some reason. And I hope they go somewhere else when Battle for Glory takes place in October. And I feel like they should have dealt with this with Slammiversary now, so the crowd could have got another crowd, at least in TNA, would have got hype. And I'm not saying book a giant ass arena, because I know TNA needs to recuperate some losses and stuff. But if you just go to a smaller arena and everything, I think that would have been good. So, like, the pay-per-view was pretty good, I'll say that. It was pretty good, like, it wasn't bad, but when you kind of go through the undercard matches until they get to probably EC3 or something, and they were hot for the X Division title match, but until they got to EC3 match, you know, it could have gone somewhere more in a way. So, yeah. A lot of things really could have been done throughout this whole show in a way. But I'm not mad at Slammiversary for what it was. And it was a pretty good pay-per-view. I'm not saying it was great. I'm not saying it sucked all the way. But it was pretty good. But it was like something was missing in a way. It was just something that wasn't clicking throughout the whole night. And it's supposed to be a big show atmosphere and everything. But it's like something was missing. Alright? Something was really missing through the thing. And that's what I couldn't find out of it. But I enjoyed the pay-per-view throughout some of the matches, so I was okay with it. But, you know, it is what it is and everything with the show, so, like, I liked it for what it was out there. And they did what they could. You know, they fit any more wrestlers, but, hopefully some people come back after they get injured already and everything. But, make sure you check out the review. I thought it was a good show. I wish I could have got some, you know, live reactions in, but it was a little tough getting that this time. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace, and check out the TNA Slammiversary review. Out.